From broken glitches to exclusive skins returning to the item shop, this is 43 times Fortnite's lied to us. With the release of Chapter 2 Season 5, Fortnite announced a new feature, sand tunneling, but they didn't tell anyone about how glitchy it would be, and players quickly found a new way to use it to go completely invisible. Although it could be used for some really funny trolls.
Wait, where'd it go?
That was spooky, wasn't it?
Yo, the gun's back! Oh my god, look at that!
It also totally broke the game, letting you get free wins.
Yeah!
So Fortnite disabled the feature entirely. Eventually, Fortnite announced that it was fixed and re-released back into the game, only for players to quickly find out it was actually still broken. Fortnite have always said skins don't give a competitive advantage.
Oh my god. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
But in Season 4, the awesome new superhero-themed Battle Pass dropped, and people couldn't believe their eyes. One of the skins secretly had a way to go invisible? It was surprisingly easy too. All you had to do was unlock the Zoe skin, equip it, and as long as you didn't get too close to other players, they wouldn't be able to see you at all. It didn't take long for the community to realize this, and soon enough, everyone was wearing it. So Fortnite were forced to disable the skin, and they fixed the issue. Players are always looking for ways to get easy wins, but this one takes the cake. In Chapter 2 Season 5, at the center of the map, there was the 0 point. Fortnite said it would heal you up to 100 health, but it would actually heal you up to 100 every time you went in it. And this gave the X2 twins an epic idea that nobody saw coming. They built a giant sky base all the way up to the 0 point so they could keep going through it and heal out the storm forever.
So pretty much, you rinse and repeat until you've won the game.
It was basically a cheat code for free wins.
Literally winning the game by running in a straight line.
Back in OG Fortnite, Tfue found a secret way to shoot enemies without them being able to hit him at all. It was insanely broken, and he used it at every opportunity, until eventually Fortnite patched it. They said it was fixed for good, but when Chapter 2 launched, it was running on a whole new engine, and with that saw the return of the super OP exploit back into the game. With the release of cars, players were led to believe they were safe inside their bulletproof exterior, but that turned out to be not quite true. While players are fairly safe from bullets, if you use your pickaxe while you hop into a car, you could actually hit enemies while they're inside. But when the Shuri Black Panther claws released, this trick got turbocharged, and you could take out car campers in no time. With the release of Ranked, the community was excited at the idea of a new competitive game mode.
Bronze 3, let's go!
But it wasn't quite what Fortnite had told us it would be. It turns out, with enough patience, anyone could get Unreal Rank. Laserbeam even managed to get it by doing literally nothing.
There's nothing more fun than not playing the game at all.
Every game he would do the same thing. Land in, find a spot to hide, and that's it. He didn't get a single elimination. It was ridiculous. But even though Laserbeam was hyped,
Yes! No kills! No wins! No movement!
the competitive community were outraged. Some of you OGs might remember this one. In the early days of Chapter 1, pump shotguns had a hidden secret that Fortnite didn't tell anybody. Fortnite said the pump was for use at short range, but players found that to be a total lie. It could do crazy damage at far distances too, and people even started calling it the sniper pump. It was ridiculously broken. So, it was fortunate that it only took 24 hours for Fortnite to notice and push out a fix. In Fortnite Season 1, if you got to level 25, you could obtain the Mako glider from the season shop. This was the only way to get it, so it was one of the rarest items in the game.
I got it. No way it's OG, is it? Is it actually, guys? Cool. You're telling me this is the rarest glider in the game?
That was until January 2nd, 2018, when with no heads up at all, Fortnite just released it into the item shop. Players were excited and rushed to buy it, but those who missed out were super disappointed. In 2018, Fortnite's Boogie Down contest had players dancing for a chance to get their moves made into a real game emote. But the top 100 received V-Bucks and a selection of disco-themed cosmetics, and this is where Fortnite lied to us. Among the skins was Sparkle Specialist, a Season 2 Battle Pass skin. Fortnite had previously told players Battle Pass skins would be exclusive and only ever available in that Battle Pass. Fortnite aren't always the best communicators, and not too long ago, people started reporting that they were receiving the rare Psycho Bandit skin completely randomly. Nobody could figure out what was happening until this tweet from Ginger Froggy. Fortnite said you would get the skin during the promotion, but it turned out if you didn't start playing Fortnite until after the promotion ended, you didn't get the skin. Until 5 years later? In December 2018, PlayStation released an exclusive pack containing the Prodigy skin and the Tabulator backbling. 5 years later, people on the other platforms would finally have the opportunity opportunity to buy the backbling as part of a locker bundle. Or so they thought. Even though Fortnite showed it in the item shop, it wasn't actually part of the bundle at all. In Chapter 3, Season 1, tents came to Fortnite, and they had an amazing feature. You could hop inside of them at any time to heal up. But when Fortnite made it clear that this overpowered feature was bounced out by the fact that they're breakable, they didn't mention that if your tent did start breaking a storm, you could pack it up, place it back down, and it would be good as new. This meant that players could out-heal the storm forever and get free wins. It was completely busted. Some of you might recognize this skin, iconic. Fortnite said it was exclusive for Galaxy S10 owners back in OG Fortnite, and everyone wanted it.
Oh, is that the announcement?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
What?
Look how sick. I know, right? How sick is this?
So much that some people even bought the phone just for the skin. So it won't come to a surprise that those who had spent a lot of money for the skin were outraged, when without telling anyone, Fortnite added it into the item shop for free. It was only in the shop if you were on Android, and it was only in the game for an hour. But if you somehow managed to get it, Fortnite actually let you keep it. It was awesome for those lucky few, but the OG owners weren't too happy. The bunkers in Chapter 5 were awesome. You were only supposed to be able to get into them late into the game.
Can we get these vaults open? Oh my god.
But waiting for them to open could be a drag. And this player had enough. So somehow they cooked up a crazy way to get in, even at the start of the game. With most of these vault glitches, you're stuck forever. But they even found a way to get back out again, making it super OP. Gold is a valuable in-game currency that you can use for all kinds of stuff, from buying big bots to hiring NPCs. But did you know that there's actually a secret way to get infinite amounts of it? It looks as if the only items you can get for them are displayed for sale, but that's a total lie. If you throw an EMP at one, it'll spit out a pile of gold. In Chapter 5 Season 3, someone even found out an insane trick with it. You could take it to the next level. Since the battle bus has a built-in EMP, you can park it next to a vending machine, spam it infinitely, and get max gold in no time. Fortnite have always said they want victories to feel meaningful and rewarding for players, but that turns out not to be the case when Fortnite added hireable NPCs to the game. All you had to do was hire an NPC, quickly dismiss them before you died, and then spectate until the end of the game. It was as easy as that. It wasn't long until Fortnite patched it, but a few chapters later, there was another even more insane glitch to get free wins again. Someone found a secret way to unlock the car before getting the medallion, and once you got it, the car was completely invincible. As long as you didn't get out of the car, you were basically guaranteed the victory royale. New skins coming to the item shop is always exciting. But when the shop reset in Chapter 5 Season 4, nobody could believe what they were seeing. It looked like you could purchase a bundle of the Moniker, Fortune, and Stash skins only for 1,200 V-Bucks? Unfortunately, Fortnite didn't tell anyone if you purchased it, you would only actually receive Moniker, leaving many people feeling like they'd been completely crushed. Fortnite is very vocal about the fact that skins don't give a competitive advantage and are purely cosmetic, but they never mention the disadvantages, and some skins are literally pay to lose. Check out Boba Fett's Starship. It blocks half of your screen. Or Frostwing. It's massive and shoots ice blasts. Talk about making yourself an easy target. Perhaps the worst of all though is the Millennium Falcon. Fortnite didn't mention it practically flashbangs you every time you deploy it, making it totally unusable for a lot of players. In Chapter 2 Season 7, UFOs were released onto the island. Fortnite said they won't eliminate you, but players started experimenting, and it wasn't long before they found some crazy ways to get eliminations with them. Players were getting picked up by their teammates, they were picking up boulders, but Nick A30's discovery has to top them all.
He is definitely dead. Oh yeah.
You could actually pick up these giant metal crates and wreak absolute chaos. Over the years, it's pretty safe to say people's favorite weapon is the pump shotgun, especially the epic and legendary rarities. They hit like dump trucks, and the community were devastated when they were vaulted in Season 9. Years later, in the run-up to Chapter 4 Season 3, it was looking like the pump was finally set to return, and players were super excited. But sadly, it turned out to be a total lie. It was actually the sharp-toothed shotgun, which looked exactly the same, but did nowhere near as much damage as the OG. With the release of Rocket Racing came new cosmetics, and some of them were really expensive. The few starter pack quests contained a bunch of cool stuff, and Fortnite said it would cost $9.99. That was unless you were in Hungary, where the pack only costed 25 cents? In Season 8, Fortnite released a new pickaxe called Star Wand, but they forgot to mention it had a secret feature. Instead of the usual 20 damage per hit, it did 56.
Yo, what is going? Epic!
meaning you could 2-tap somebody off spawn. Fortnite has always claimed items are purely cosmetic and grant no competitive advantage. But in this case, it was absolutely busted. And for the unlucky players on the receiving end, it didn't feel too good. It was pretty epic if you were the one using it though. Mistakes can be easily made. And next up, we have a big one. And the 4.2 Fortnite update added in the storm tracker, allowing lucky players to see the next 2 storm circles. Needless to say, this was pretty OP and was replaced by the jetpack in under 30 minutes.
No, wait. Oh, I had the storm tracker. That isn't in the patch notes.
So sadly, only a lucky few players got to try the item out, and most people missed out entirely. But Fortnite didn't mention the ability would actually come back in the form of forecast towers several years later. After the absolute insanity of the Infinity Blade, Fortnite admitted they had messed up, making it so overpowered, and they would be more careful in the future. But unfortunately, when Season X rolled around, that turned out to be a total lie with the release of the mech. They were possibly even more overpowered than the Infinity Blade, and some players even found a glitch to make them totally invisible.
What? It's invisible! The mecha is invisible for me!
As if they weren't already overpowered enough! In Season 9, Fortnite added an amazing new sniper rifle to the game, the Storm Scout. Players were hyped to try out its headline feature, so they raced into creative.
A mini map on it? What the heck?
But it turned out Fortnite lied, and it didn't even work yet.
I'm still not too sure what the arrow means. See the arrow on the top? Maybe it's glitched.
Players would have to wait till way later on in the season for it to be released in Battle Royale to finally try it. But fortunately, it was worth the wait. It was absolutely insane, revealing future storm circles and doing a ton of damage. Up until recently, Battle Pass items were meant to be exclusive, so you couldn't get them any other way. But Fortnite lied, and in Season 6, you could actually buy the Wild Music Pack on its own for 200 V-Bucks. That wasn't the only time it happened either. And back in Chapter 5, Season 2, it happened again with the swim-free lobby track. In Chapter 3, Season 3, Fortnite released an awesome new pickaxe called the Dragon Rune Lance as part of the Battle Pass. But this pickaxe had a hidden secret that pros figured out in no time.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
If you had the pickaxe out, nobody could hear your footsteps at all. They didn't even show up on visual audio. You could walk right up behind someone, take them by surprise, and there was nothing they could do.
Dude is so broken.
Fortnite has always said pickaxes are all the same and don't grant any competitive advantages, but this one certainly did, and getting eliminated to players exploiting the bug felt like a total ripoff. In OG Fortnite, gold scarves were one of the most rare and sought after overpowered weapons in the game, so when it was removed, people were devastated. Finally, when Chapter 5 rolled out, it was looking like the scar was set to return, and players were super excited. But Fortnite didn't tell us it was actually the Striker AR, a different gun entirely? Now onto the machine pistol. The first time people saw it, Fortnite had actually added it by accident into solid gold, but it wasn't even gold rarity. It was gray. This was strange, but even at the lowest rarity in the game, it still shredded.
That pistol action.
Yeah, we shredded him.
Players couldn't wait to try it, but Fortnite didn't tell anyone it was only going to be in the game for an hour. So sadly, a lot of people missed out.
Epic already probably knows about it, and they're fixing it right now as we speak. So it's like any game now, I'm gonna play, and it's gonna be gone.
Fortunately, it did eventually come back, but this time it was available all the way up to gold. It was absolutely wild.
But it shreds at close range. Holy shoot.
With some of the highest DPS of all time.
It has a lot of damage, dude.
But unfortunately, Fortnite quickly realized it was too overpowered, and they nerfed it into the ground. So a lot of people never got to experience firsthand just how insane it actually was. Some of you OGs might remember the semi-auto sniper rifle. It was decent back in the day, but when it was brought back in Fortnite OG, it wasn't OG at all. It was actually super overpowered. At only blue rarity, it did 101 damage to the body and 250 to the head, enough to make it one-shot headshot even in zero builds. If someone headshotted you with it, there was nothing you could do. It felt like a total ripoff when this thing eliminated you. They didn't say why, but thankfully Fortnite removed it from the game pretty fast. Do you remember the glitch to get under the OG map? It was super funny trolling people with it, but it could also be super OP. And getting eliminated to someone doing it felt like a total scam.
I killed him.
It wasn't long before Fortnite rolled out a patch claiming to fix it. But in Chapter 5 Season 2, someone found out how to do it again. It worked just the same as before, and it was just as overpowered. Fortnite Battle Royale is famed for its cool and crazy looking skins, but Save the World has some pretty unique ones too, and Metal Team Leader is no exception. You can buy in a pack for $19.99, and some people bought it just for the skin. Fortnite should have probably mentioned they plan to release it later in the item shop just for 1,200 V-Bucks just a short while later. Back in OG Fortnite, Cypher PK had made a name for himself as the Trap King, but sadly in Chapter 2, they were vaulted. Fortnite apparently preferred the way the game plays without traps, so it was thought that they would never return, and this was devastating for Cypher. When the High Explosives LTM rolled out 3 seasons later, he found a secret that Fortnite had told nobody about.
Ah! My goodness, dude!
Traps were back, and needless to say, he didn't hang around putting them to good use. In July 2024, Fortnite released an epic collaboration with Pirates of the Caribbean with an awesome mini battle pass and the iconic Captain Jack Sparrow skin.
Ooh, oh, it's a Captain Jack Sparrow run. Oh, I'm being chased.
But there was a problem. Fortnite released it a week early and forgot to mention that if you bought it early, you couldn't even complete it, leaving players who did buy it feeling completely ripped off and frustrated. That's not the only time Fortnite has made a mistake, and in Chapter 5 Season 1, people spotted something in the item shop that seemed kinda out of place. If you scrolled all the way down, past the skins to the jam track section, and amongst the songs, there was actually the Heartbreaker skin. Fortnite made no comment on the situation, so players were left super confused about what was going on. But it turned out there was actually also a jam track called Heartbreaker, so if you accidentally bought it, you got tricked into buying a skin you didn't even want. On the 9th of August 2024, people were hyped to see the new X-Men skins in the item shop, only for them to be removed a few minutes later? Unlucky players who didn't buy them instantly missed out on the opportunity and were left feeling totally lied to. In Chapter 3, Fortnite added Klombo, and he was so cute he immediately became a fan favorite.
So where do I stand to get redeployed? Oh, shoot! You're a legend! Whoa. Oh my god, he's so cute!
The community was devastated when he got removed. But 3 years later, he was finally set to return, only this time to Lego Fortnite. Lego Games even built this giant Lego Klombo in real life to mark the occasion. Understandably, some players were sad. It wasn't the OG they knew and loved. But good news, it turns out Fortnite wasn't telling the whole truth, and it turns out you can actually still find both Klombos in Lego Fortnite after all. Back in Chapter 2, without any type of announcement at all, Fortnite added in the prop gun, and it was everywhere. People were finding it out of chests, NPCs, even just lying around on the ground, and it was chaos. But it turns out Fortnite kinda lied about its release and removed it only after being in the game for just 1 hour. The community was devastated, but fortunately it was added back in the next update. In Season 7, the cheer people hit the item shop, but when players were finally able to buy it and get into the game to try it, some were met with a nasty surprise. Fortnite showed the bushes in the item shop as green, but their color actually changes depending on which biome you're in. They can turn green to brown or even snow depending on where you are on the map. You might recognize this, the Axe of Champions. Every season, Fortnite gave it to the winners of FNCS, and they only got to keep it for the season, making it possibly the rarest item in the game. Well, it was. Fortnite actually lied about its exclusivity and eventually brought it to the item shop for just 1,200 V-Bucks, making it one of the most popular. I can't imagine FNCS winners were too happy about it, but for the rest of us, it was pretty awesome. Some of you guys might remember Midas's drum gun. It was one of the most OP mythics in Fortnite history, and in the right hands, it was downright busted. Sadly, Fortnite didn't give players a heads up that at the end of the season, it would seem to be removed forever. That was until Chapter 5, when Midas's chair could be found in Cloistered Castle. People started getting excited, and sure enough, 2 weeks later, Midas came back as Ascendant Midas, along with his drum gun. But there was a catch. It wasn't mythic? The community was gutted, and to rub salt in the wound, when Ascendant Midas started selling the mythic version 2 weeks later, it was nowhere near as awesome or overpowered as the OG. In May 2019, Fortnite released Season 9, and in the Battle Pass, there was a skin that looked awfully familiar. A lot of people were speculating the skin was Loser Fruit, and it made sense.
What the fruit? What?
That's gonna be for you.
It even had a strawberry on the shirt. Fortnite never confirmed or denied the community's suspicions, but on June 22nd, 2020, Loser Loser Fruit got her official icon skin. So I guess you could say now she has 2 skins in the game. Wanting unobtainable cosmetics is nothing new, but it's not a problem for everyone. And in Chapter 2 Season 1, this player couldn't believe what they had found. The item shop had glitched, and they could buy old starter packs.
I guess Fortnite were lying when they said starter packs were exclusive and would never come back.
They shared what they had found on Reddit, and it wasn't long before people found out how to do it. All you had to do was change the date on your PC. That's crazy! But believe it or not, with the release of OG Season 3, it's been leaked that the first ever starter pack, Rogue Agent, is due to make a shocking return any day now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one too. It's a banger, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a video again. Thank you!